Hello and welcome to Ukraine Today's Press Review. I'm Rahim Rahimtullah. In today's programme, I want to share 3 articles with you. We're going to stay close to themes we've been following all week, namely the Russian economy and Russia's military intervention in Ukraine. We're going to start with an article from Reuters which offers some analysis of Russian President Putin's annual marathon press conference which took place today. In sum, Putin says Russia's economy will be cured, but offers no remedy. Timothy Heritage and Alexei Anshuk report that the Russian president said that the central bank and elsewhere has done a good job in facing the ruble collapse, and he blames that collapse on external factors. Apparently, Putin doesn't think things are too bad. If the situation develops unfavorably, he said, we will have to amend our plans. Beyond doubt, we will have to cut out some spending, but a positive turn and emergence from the current situation are inevitable, Putin said. Reuters quotes a former Russian Prime Minister, Mikhail Kasyanov, who said Russia is in decline and that Putin should accept that he needs an exit strategy to leave power. For our second report today, we turn to Bloomberg, which has more on the hardships now facing the Russian economy. They say Putin's secret gamble on reserves backfires into currency crisis. What do they mean by that? Well, they say that back in February, Kremlin insiders believed that Russia was rich enough to annex Ukraine's Crimean Peninsula and make military incursions into Ukraine. Those two moves, they say, now look like a grave miscalculation. Russia had major US dollar reserves, but those are quickly being depleted because of market interventions to save the crashing ruble. Those reserves are, says Bloomberg, Putin's source of political power. The article has a quote. Putin views reserves as a proxy for Russian strength and adjusts foreign policy accordingly. That comes from Tony Brenton, Britain's ambassador to Russia from 2004 to 2008. There aren't any easy answers for Putin, according to Bloomberg, but they don't expect his self-confidence to waver. The article ends with another quote. For Putin, just one thing matters. Is there money? Says Sergei Alkashenko, a former first deputy chairman of the central bank. The answer is yes, so goodbye. Finally, let's not forget why Russia's economy is suffering. At least in part, the hardship is down to European and American sanctions as a result of the Kremlin's military intervention in Ukraine. On that subject, the BBC brings us a fascinating piece titled "The Russians Fighting a Holy War in Ukraine." Correspondent Tim Wewell reports from Donetsk. He talks about Russian volunteers fighting in East Ukraine. He says they may be thousands in number. He details their beliefs. One soldier he interviews says he's fighting for the idea of restoring a Russian empire. It would be orthodox, like the empire of the Tsars, including Ukraine and Belarus. Wewell says many of the Russian volunteers are nervous because he is there. He details the volunteers' eclectic beliefs, which drive them. He reminds us that such beliefs are not new. The idea that Russia and the wider Orthodox Slav world are surrounded by steadily encroaching enemies has been a powerful current in Russian thought for at least 200 years. So whilst Russia's economy fends off collapse, Russian volunteers are on the battlefield in East Ukraine. Which of these is the bigger problem for Russian President Putin? To protect the economy, he needs to pull back from Ukraine. But if he pulls back from Ukraine, he'll alienate not only those fighting there, but also the Russians at home who believe in his vision of a strong Russia or even a strong Russian empire. That could be politically very damaging and isn't holding on to power at the end of the day what Vladimir Putin wants most of all. That is a question we'll have to save for another day. And so on that note, we end today's program. Join us again tomorrow for another press review. From Kiev, this is Ukraine Today.